Stoke City Football Club were once the most feared team in the Premier League. As the saying goes, can they do it on a cold rainy night in Stoke? Plenty of the Premier League's big six soon realised they couldn't. However, the Potters' downfall since relegation has been massive. In their 7 seasons of Championship football, they haven't reached the top half once. Despite having a really competitive budget and multiple good managers, every single one has failed to guide Stoke back to the Premier League. Sounds like Stoke City need a little bit of help, as today we are jumping into FC25, taking charge of Stoke City with the ultimate end goal of winning them a Champions League trophy. And this rebuild is yet another realistic transfer only rebuild. And if you're new to the channel and you don't know how realistic rebuilds do actually work on this channel, our main rule is we cannot sign anyone who is higher rated than our current highest rated player. Now, the highest rated player currently playing for Stoke City is goalkeeper Victor Johansson, who is 74 rated. Now, this means in season 1 we cannot sign anyone who is above 74 rated, which could make gaining promotion quite difficult. However, Stoke City do actually have a pretty decent team in FC25. They've got some really good young players like Wouter Berger, who's 24-year-old and 73 rated. We have used him before on the channel. Milian Manuef is 23-year-old and 72 rated. Looks like a really good player. And Bae-Jun Horst, 21-year-old, 71 rated, showing great potential. Another player who looks really good. At least we're loading into a pretty decent side to kick things off. Now, unfortunately, we will not be able to use Ashley Phillips or Andrew Moran as their loans are expiring. Now, I know players like Michael Rose, Jordan Thompson, Lyndon Gooch have all left the club, so we will not be renewing their contracts. And now, lads, as we are doing a realistic rebuild in the middle of a transfer window, to the best of my knowledge, Stoke have made 4 new signings already. They have signed Sorba Thomas from Huddersfield, Ivan Mbamba on loan from Man City, Aaron Cresswell from Stoke, and Maxim Talavierov from Plymouth Argyle. When the transfer window opens, we will be signing all 4 of these players. I'm not really too sure how many are going to get straight into our team, to be fair. That's going to eat into our initial transfer budget. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of wiggle room to make some of our own signings and put our own stamp on this Stoke City team. But I have already decided how I want to play with Stoke in this rebuild. Wing play, lads, has to be. Our wingers look really exciting. I want to get the ball to them as much as possible. But one thing we always do in these rebuilds is let you guys pick which nation we're scouting. And in the last video we got so many recommendations, but the most commented nation was in fact South Korea. So we're going to be sending our scouts off to South Korea. And we do usually look for goalkeepers in the first season. We're actually going to be looking for defenders in the first season this time. And I've just noticed, lads, that we've actually loaded in with £9 million. Now, we are currently outside of the transfer window as we are using the live start points feature. I think with £9 million I can get at least 3 of these players in right now. But we'll have to sign Sorba Thomas at the start of a new season as he's currently out on loan. So we are going to sign Mbamba, Aaron Cresswell and Talavierov right now to save us some money in a new season. And as we can see, boys, Talavierov, Cresswell and Mbamba are all signed, ready for next season. Sorba Thomas to follow. Let's now load into a fresh new season, see what budget we're working with and put our own stamp on this Stoke City team. So we are now in a fresh new season and we've got £9 million in the bank. Now, this season does officially count as the first season of the rebuild, by the way. And this is the team we are officially starting the rebuild with. As we can see, Talavierov comes straight into the starting 11. He is a great player, but we can clearly see where we need to improve the team in the first transfer window. We definitely need an attacking midfielder, boys. Lipswick is nowhere near good enough at 54 rated. Nathan Lowe is a great striker. We have used him before in FC25, which kind of makes me not want to use him again. So going into the first transfer window, we've got to use £9 million to bring an attacking midfielder and centre back in as top priority. But lads, we are kicking off the transfer window with some truly excellent news. We cannot sign Sorba Thomas. He is too important to Huddersfield and they won't sell him, even though they've sold him in real life. Puts us in a bit of a tricky situation. I will check again later towards the end of the window. On to some more positive news though. We've acted swiftly and fast in the transfer window to acquire our 2 top targets who are both realistic signings. The first of which is a youngster from Manchester City who we have sniped, Jamai Simpson-Pussy. Out of contract in 11-month time, is about 27th choice centre back at City. 19-year-old, 68 rated with really decent stats. We've signed him for £1.5 million. Don't think he'll ever be a first choice City player, so he's dropping down to the Championship to kick his career on. Moving to a big club like Stoke, this is a very good move for him. Now, when it comes to signing an attacking midfielder, we did actually drop to League One and we've signed another Manchester City Academy graduate. Alex Robertson of Cardiff City has signed for £3.5 million. He's 71 rated, 22-year-old with really good stats. Can't see him staying in League One with Cardiff, so we have raided them, brought him back to the Championship. Hopefully he's going to bring a lot of goals and assists to our team this season. So we have had a few outgoings as well in this transfer window. We have sold Niall Ennis to Watford for 1.1 million. He has left them in real life to join Blackpool in League One. We have also loaned out the likes of Tommy Simkin, Emre Tezgel and Jayden Dixon. And unfortunately, lads, we still cannot sign Sorba Thomas, which is really frustrating. But with our new signings added to the starting 11, this will be the official team for season number 1, and this starting 11 is now locked in. We're going to be trusting young players like Shamadou and Lawal. We want to get players growing as quick as possible. I'm confident this team has got enough in the locker to at least finish in the top half, something that Stoke haven't done for 7 seasons. And with that being said, I don't think there's anything left we can do but simulate forward straight through to the end of the first season. Can we be the manager who actually gets them in the top half? Well, we have arrived at the end of season number 1, lads, and it's been a fantastic season, it has to be said. We've finished 5th in the championship on 79 points, which means we secured a spot in the playoffs. By the way, no idea why Everton and Nottingham Forest are in the championship. I did use the live start points feature. It's just yet another FC25 bug. Now, we will be taking on Norwich City in the playoffs for a chance to get back to the Premier League. This could be an amazing first season. Now, in the playoff semi-final, we beat Norwich on penalties 2-1 after 2 close legs, and Everton beat Preston. That means it's Stoke City v Everton to get to the Premier League, and it would be absolute heartbreak at Wembley as Everton would beat us 4-3 on penalties. Absolutely gutted, lads. Back to the drawing board. Let's go for that league title next season. And lads, every single sense of realism has already completely gone out the window in this rebuild, as we have actually made the FA Cup final. We did lose to Manchester United 1-0. We had a really weird run though. We had the likes of Sunderland, Birmingham, Huddersfield, Watford and Coventry. Didn't play a single side above championship level all the way to the final, and ultimately lost to Man United. And interestingly enough, Stoke also lost another FA Cup final to Manchester City 1-0 as well. So we have had an absolutely amazing season on the pitch, and our starting 11 is now looking really strong heading into the second season. We do need some improvements though, and I'm thinking a CDM to replace Lawal is absolute priority. He is 23-year-old and 69 rated, but he's not the kind of player who's going to get us promoted. He does need replacing. We also need to replace Boca at the left back position. I know he's 26-year-old and 72 rated, but he's not going to have much room to develop. We need a younger player with higher potential. So CDM and left back, top priorities next season. But don't forget, lads, we are gunning for automatic promotion. Now, the highest rated players at the club are Berger and Johansson at 76 rated, which means we cannot sign anyone above 76 rated next season. Don't think that's going to impact our transfer window too much though, boys. So one player will be leaving the club at the end of the season. Aaron Cresswell is retiring. Bit of a pointless signing, to be honest. But in terms of stats, Nathan Lowe has carried us bad this season. He got 30 goals and 2 assists, grew by 5 overalls to 71 rated. He's an amazing player. Beijun Ho and Manawef had good seasons as well. So we are now in season 2, and the Stoke City board are pulling out all the stops to get us automatic promotion. We've got £13 million in the bank, which is a fantastic budget for championship level. Let's get to work in the transfer window, boys. Hopefully we come out the other side looking a lot stronger. So boys, we have had a very good start to our transfer window, netting our top 2 targets straight off the bat, and I think we've made 2 pretty realistic signings. The first signing of season number 2 was a young left back from the Swedish league. Kieta Kasugi has joined us for £4 million from the Djurgårdens. I think that's how you pronounce that team's name. I'll put the logo up on the screen. He's a 20-year-old, 73 rated left back with showing great potential, and I think he would definitely be open to the move to the English Championship to progress his career. Definitely think we've made a realistic signing. Now, the next signing we've made is a little bit of a risk, as we have signed David Ozor from Crystal Palace for £4 million. He's 21-year-old, 72 rated, really good stats, showing great potential as well. He was on loan at Derby last season, and he had a bit of an injury hit season. I think if he wants to progress his career, a permanent move away from Selhurst Park is the best option for him, so we are bringing him to the Bet365 stadium. Let me know in the comment section down below, is this a realistic signing? Now, after those signings, lads, we're left with £3 million in the bank. We've got contracts to renew for key first team players, so I don't think we're going to be signing anyone else in this transfer window, but we do have to keep our eyes out. If any bids come in for our star players, we may be forced to accept. Hopefully we can get through this transfer window keeping all of our squad together. Now, this season we're once again sending our youth scouts off to one of your recommendations, and for for this season, we are going with this comment. We are sending our youth scouts off to Turkey, and Turkey are going through a little bit of a golden generation at the moment with attacking young players. That's what we're going to be looking for when our scouts head over to Turkey this season. And unfortunately, lads, we still cannot sign Sorba Thomas. This team will not sell the player as he is too important for the club. That's 2 consecutive seasons of not being able to sign him. I promise you, we will definitely sign him at some point in this rebuild. So we have arrived at the end of the transfer window, lads, and we have managed to keep all of our main players. Bids did come in for the likes of Wouterberger and Milian Manuef, but from other championship clubs who actually finished below us last season. This will be the Stoke City team to take us into season number 2. This team will be the team we go with to get automatic promotion to the Premier League. That is our goal this season, and this starting 11 is locked in for season number 2. Cannot be denied, lads. With Ozor and Kozoge added to our starting 11, we are looking very strong heading into the new season. Now, some players have actually left the club as well. I'm not too sure if Sam Gallagher's already left in real life, but we've just sold him to Zaragoza for 1.2 million. Jaden Dixon and Ben Gibson also were sold, and promising youngster Sol Sidibe sent out on loan for the season. That is gonna round off our transfer window, boys. We're expecting no more business to be done, and with our transfer window officially finished for another season, we are now simulating forward straight through to the end of season number 2, and hopefully come the end of the season, Stoke City are back in the Premier League. So we have arrived at the end of season number 2, lads, and it's a 3rd placed finish in the championship for us. We were 1 point off automatic promotion, which was our goal for this season, meaning it's a 2nd consecutive season in the playoffs for Stoke City. We've got a chance to win the playoffs and get back to the Premier League, which we've done, lads. We've beat Sunderland 3-1 in the playoff final. Stoke City are heading back to the Premier League, and this is where the real hard work begins. And last season we did get to the FA Cup final. This season, League 2 Northampton knocked us out in the 3rd round on penalties, one extreme to the other, but at least we got promoted. So this is the Stoke City team we are taking into the Premier League, and it is looking pretty strong on paper. However, it is going to need some improvements if we're going to stay up. I think we're going to need a centre-back to partner Simpson Pussy and a right-back to replace Shamadou, just to solidify that back line and prevent us conceding hat loads of goals next season. So a centre-back and right-back will be top priorities heading into the new season, and our highest rated player at the club is Alex Robertson at 79 rated, meaning we cannot sign anyone who is above 79 rated next season, which could really hinder us. I'd want to get a few 80 rated players into this team as quick as possible. We could also do with getting some reinforcements onto our bench, lads, as this bench is looking pretty weak. I'm going to be looking to bring a backup attacking midfielder, backup winger and backup striker in. These could all come in the form of free agents though, because I don't know what kind of budget we're going to get. Now this season we scored loads of goals and 5 players got double figures in terms of goals, but Nathan Lowe was once again amazing. 35 goals in 53 games, including 31 goals in the championship. Manuef, Bejunho, Berger and Robertson all added plenty of goals as well. If we nail the signings in season 3, I think we're going to have no worries of relegation. So we are now in season 3, we're back in the Premier League, and we've got £47 million to improve our team. Very good transfer budget, to be fair, lads. Should be able to improve the team significantly, and we are in for a very busy transfer window. But some things never change, lads. We still cannot sign Sorba Thomas. What is going on? So boys, we are off to a flyer in this transfer window. We've already made 5 new signings, including 3 free agents who've been brought in to be backup players. Let's run through them first. So the first signing we made of the new Stoke City Premier League era was Adam Armstrong on a free contract. He joins on a 3-year deal. He can play all across the attacking line. He's 30-year-old, 74 rated, with Premier League experience. That's something our squad was desperately lacking. The second signing of the summer was a free agent centre-back, Sebastian Walukovic. He joins us on a 4-year deal. He's 27-year-old, 76 rated, really good backup centre-back. Just helps solidify our bench that little bit more. And then we found a little bit of a gem on the free agents list, Franco Watson, a backup attacking midfielder who can also play out on the left. 24-year-old, 77 rated with really nice stats. He'll be a great backup to Bejunho and Alex Robertson. Our bench is starting to look pretty good, to be fair. And now onto our 2 cash signings of season number 3 so far. And the first player we signed was Nathan Zeze Eze from RB Leipzig. He's 77 rated, 22-year-old with really good stats, and we have signed him for £15 million. Is this an unrealistic signing? No. Look at some of the players who Sunderland, Leeds and Burnley have already signed this season in the Premier League. I do definitely think this signing is realistic. And then we brought in a new right back as well, someone I'm really excited to use. Rodrigo Huescas of Copenhagen has joined us for £15.5 million. 78 rated, 23-year-old, really good stats as well. Again, I think this is a realistic signing. I think it'd be a no-brainer for him to switch the Danish league for the Premier League. And looking at our signings on initial inspection, lads, I think we've made 5 very good signings. Now we've got £6 million in the bank remaining. We've got some contracts to renew, and we need to keep our eye out for bids coming in for our star players, because we could still be in a position where we have to accept. Now I knew our transfer window wasn't quite finished yet, lads, as our first major outgoing has occurred. Milian Manoef has joined Atalanta for nearly £15 million. I think it would have been unrealistic to keep him when a Europa League club come knocking. He's going to be spending the next couple of seasons in Italy. And we have also sold Andre Vidigal to Sunderland, a team we actually beat in the playoff final. That means we're back into the transfer window, boys, and we're looking for a new winger. So boys, Manoef has been replaced, and this is our most exciting signing of the rebuild so far, as we have signed Jessurun rak-sakyi from Crystal Palace for £17 million. 24-year-old, 78 rated, really good stats including 85 finishing. He's actually an upgrade on Manoef. Didn't exactly set the world alight at Sheffield United on loan last season. I think to better his career he needs to make a move, staying in the Premier League, coming to another massive club like Stoke City. However, this is a risky signing, lads, so let me know in the comment section down below, is this a realistic signing? And after the signing of rak-sakyi, we're left with £2 million in the bank. I think that's going to be our transfer window done, lads, in case any big bids come in for our star players, meaning this will be the Stoke City team to take us into season 3 and our first back in the Premier League. This starting 11 is locked in for the new season. I think we are more than capable of staying in the Premier League this season, and with Armstrong, Watson and Walukovic added to our bench, we've got plenty of options, and we've definitely given ourselves a good fighting chance of staying in the Premier League this season. Now, unless any more bids come in, that's going to be us done. We are simulating forward straight through to the end of season number 3. Can we stay up? Only time will tell. So we have arrived at the end of season number 3, lads. Have we stayed in the Premier League? Yes, we have, lads. We've finished 15th in the league on 43 points, ultimately finishing 13 points clear of West Ham United in 18th place. Winning 11 games, drawing 10 and amassing 43 points. Really impressive season for the Stoke, and we will once again be playing Premier League football in season 4. However, we would once again lose in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, this time to Tottenham Hotspur 4-2 on penalties. Lost a really tight game, no real shame in that. So this is how our team is looking heading into season number 4, and our team is looking very strong on paper now. Most of the starting 11 are above 80 rated, which we'll love to see, with only Azor and Simpson Pussy below 80 rated, and that makes it quite difficult for me. Where do I actually want to improve this team? We definitely need to improve the bench, that's a definite. We need a backup winger. I'm also going to be looking to bring in a new CDM to replace Wouter Berger, because he is 27-year-old and 80 rated and won't get too much better. I need a player who can take us to the Champions League's potential just holds him back as an asset. Now, in terms of stats this season, we really didn't score many goals in the Premier League. Rak-sakyi was our best player and proved to be an amazing signing, getting 15 goals and 6 assists. Nathan Lowe chipped in with 10 goals, Robertson chipped in with 8, and not many goals from the rest of the squad, lads. Something that we could do with improving next season. So we've arrived in season number 4. We've only got £32 million in the bank. Let's head into the transfer window, find a CDM, see if any bids come in for our players. Now, the current highest rated player at the club is Alex Robertson at 84 rated, so you know the drill, boys. We can't sign anyone above 84 rated in this transfer window. Don't think that really matters, to be honest. And just to add insult to injury, boys, we still cannot sign Sorba Thomas. I give up, lads. We're not signing Sorba Thomas in this rebuild. So, lads, we learned pretty early in the transfer window that we don't actually have enough money to improve our starting 11, so we've focused our funds on improving our bench. We've brought in a new winger and defensive midfielder to play backups, and I think we've made 2 solid realistic signings with our money. First signing we made was a backup winger, Andre Brooks from Sheffield United for £9.5 million. 24-year-old, 76 rated, can also play attacking midfield, really fast, good little player. He'll be a decent option off our bench to bring on against tired legs. Our second signing was a CDM from the Championship, Lamine Fane Dabo from Luton Town for £14 million. We got a really good deal for Dabo, getting him £8 million below his market value. 24-year-old, 78 rated, really good stats, a really good player to be fair. No way a player of his quality should be playing in the Championship. We brought him to the Premier League. He's a great option to add to the squad. And we have also sold Ben Wilmot to Middlesbrough. A few more players may follow out the door. We are now just bracing ourselves for the rest of the transfer window for a big bid for the likes of Alex Robertson, as we've only got £1 million in the bank, which means there'll be no more signings. So as of right now, there's no change to the starting 11. This will be the team that takes into season 4, but our bench is looking much stronger, lads. We've actually got an adequate backup defensive midfielder and winger going into the new season. I'm really hoping the squad that we've got can get us into the top half at least. And we knew it were coming, lads. A bid has come in for one of our star players from Spurs. Bae Jun-ho is in demand. However, I'm not accepting 32.9 million. I want a lot more money. If we can't agree a fee, he won't be leaving. So Bae Jun-ho has completed his deal to Spurs for 36.8 million. We wish him all the best. What if I told you we have just signed his replacement and it's actually an upgrade, as we have brought Samuel Ilin Jr. to Stoke City from Aston Villa for £28 million. Almost £9 million less than Spurs paid for Jun-ho. Is the same age and an overall rated higher. Rapid player, 24-year-old, really good stats. Didn't set the world alight at Middlesbrough in real life. I personally don't think he's going to be a first team player for Aston Villa, so we are moving him over to Stoke to be a first choice left midfielder going into the new season, and this is a massive signing for the football club. And one other player has left the club so far in this transfer window. Tatsuki Seko has gone to Cardiff for £1 million. So that's one of our star players gone and replaced. Is it going to happen again? Hopefully not. I'd really like to keep Robertson for another season. So we have reached the end of the transfer window, boys, and we have managed to retain the rest of our squad, which is massive for us. Our starting 11 is now locked in for the new season. We're looking really strong on paper. That's going to be our transfer window done. We are now going to be simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. Exciting times for Stoke City, boys. Where are we going to finish? So we have arrived at the end of season number 4, boys, and you know what? Nothing surprises me about FC25 anymore, because we have actually finished 4th in the Premier League on 62 points, securing Champions League football for season 5. But this opens so many doors for Stoke City. We can now attract a higher calibre of player, which is going to really help us out in the next transfer window. And since reaching the FA Cup final in season 1, we've really struggled in that competition. We got knocked out in the 4th round by Bournemouth. We lost 1-0 to them. And you know what, boys? Looking at that team on paper, it's definitely a Champions League level side. Alex Robertson is by far our best player at 88 rated. And you know what, boys? I am pretty much resigned to losing him next season. Now, we do need to improve in multiple positions next season if we're going to be successful in the Champions League. I definitely need a new centre-back, a left-footed one preferably. We're going to be back in the market for a CDM once again, but this time someone who can actually start for us. And I would like to bring in a new goalkeeper to replace Victor Johansson. He's 30-year-old and 81 rated, still a really good goalkeeper, just isn't quite a Champions League level goalkeeper. But again, this is completely dependent on how much money the board give us. I'm hoping for 100 million. We'll have to wait and see what they give us. We're losing one player as well at the end of the season. Lewis Baker is retiring. Now, in terms of stats this season, no one really scored loads of goals. Rak-Sakyi got 19 goals and 6 assists. Robertson, Law and Ilin Jr. all got double figures as well. So we have arrived in season 5, boys, and the board have listened to me. They give us £105 million, which is going to go so far into improving our team. If we can retain Alex Robertson and sign the players that I want to sign, we are going to be a seriously strong side next season. Now, our highest rated player heading into the transfer window is Alex Robertson at 88 rated, so you know the drill, boys. We can't sign anyone who is above 88 rated. We're still going to be able to bring some quality players into the club, and we have done just that, boys. A centre-back and CDM have been acquired. We've kept it realistic and we've made 2 excellent signings. The first player we signed was Elliot Anderson, who was playing in Germany for Stuttgart. We're bringing him back to the Premier League to play in the Champions League for Stoke City. We've signed him for £32 million. He's 83 rated, 26-year-old, really good stats, can play all across the midfield. I think this is a very good and realistic signing for a Champions League club. And our second signing, we raided Osasuna in the Segunda Division over in Spain for Otavio, 27-year-old, 84 rated, left-footed centre-back, which is exactly what we wanted. £40 million has brought him to the Bet365 Stadium. No way this guy would choose to play Spanish second division football over Champions League football. And we do still have £22 million in the bank. We're going to save it for now, so if any bids come in for key first team players, we're well equipped to replace them. And there we go, boys. Arsenal throw an eye-watering bid at us for Alex Robertson, £158.8 million. They're going to be competing to win the Premier League next season. They're a much bigger club than Stoke. He's going to want to move there, innit? Offer accepted. However, Bournemouth Not a chance, boys. And Alex Robertson's transfer to Arsenal has been completed for £158.8 million. What a player he was for Stoke City. Wish him all the best at Arsenal. We have also sold Maxim Tolivierov to Lille for £8.5 million. Two youth players have gone out on loan as well, but now the hard work begins. We have to replace Robertson correctly. We've got a monstrous £166 million in the bank, but there's no way the board are going to let us spend all this money. I'm sure there's enough money to work with there to bring some real quality to the club. So Robertson's replacement has been signed, and it's a very exciting signing. We have brought Amari Hutchinson to the Bet365 Stadium for £47 million from Ipswich Town. 25-year-old, 84 rated, amazing stats. The 92 long shots really jumping out at me. We were never going to get a player as good as Robertson, but Hutchinson is still an amazing player, an England international. At 25-year-old, he's got so much room to grow. Obviously, this is a realistic signing for a Champions League club. We still have £115 million in the bank, and we really want to cement ourselves as a permanent side in the Champions League. This is how our team's looking heading into the new season. Ottavio, Anderson and Hutchinson actually really balance out the squad, to be fair, but I don't want to call our transfer window done just yet. I think we need one more signing to really solidify ourselves in the Champions League places, and we've already discussed it, lads. I want to bring a new goalkeeper to the club. Now, Victor Johansson's an amazing keeper, 81 rated, 30-year-old. I am going to spend at least £50 million on the new goalkeeper, and then we'll save the rest of the money because the board aren't going to let us spend it all. So we are rounding off the Season 5 transfer window with a goalkeeper we've had our eye on since he was 18 years old. Igor Dragovic of Villarreal has finally been signed. We've done a lot of scouting of him off camera. He's 21-year-old, 83 rated, was playing for Villarreal over in Spain. Paid £45 million for him. He's an amazing young goalkeeper. He is the perfect man to take Johansson's place. At 21-year-old, the room for development is just monumental. And what does that mean for our starting 11? Well, this will be the Stoke City team that takes us into season number 5, our first in the Champions League. This starting 11 is officially locked in for the new season. It's looking absolutely amazing. Now, our bench is also looking really strong, lads. We've got at least 5 80 rated players on there. We are lacking a backup striker though. That means we are now going to be simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. I'm really excited to see how this exciting Stoke City team gets on in the Champions League. So we have arrived at the end of season number 5, lads, and we've once again secured Champions League football for next season. Finishing 3rd in the league on 77 points, 8 points behind the winners Arsenal. Very impressively though, scoring 81 goals in the Premier League this season. That is fantastic. In the FA Cup, lads, we would reach the semi-finals, but ultimately lose to Man City, who beat us 2-1. And with Watford potentially waiting in the final, that was a good chance to win it. But it doesn't matter though, boys, because we've won the Carabao Cup. We've beaten Brentford 4-3 in a thrilling final, and that is finally a piece of silverware added to our trophy cabinet. So this is how the team is looking at the end of season number 5. It's looking really, really strong, and I'm going to make a very, very bold prediction here, boys. We were absolutely flying right up until April, and Ottavio picked up an injury. I'm gonna say it, boys. I think if Ottavio didn't get injured last season, we would have won the Champions League this season. We were on absolute fire, and we had a massive drop off in form when he got injured. Where do we need to improve the team for season number 5 though? I think it's pretty obvious. We need a right-sided centre-half to replace Simpson Pussy, and we are finally gonna bring in a world-class striker to replace Nathan Law. Simpson Pussy and Law will be excellent backup players dropping to our bench. We can bring a world-class centre-back in and a world-class striker in. I'm hoping the trophies are going to floor. Now, at the end of the season, Adam Armstrong will be retiring. He's been a really good servant to the club, and this season was our best goal-scoring season to date, and Amari Hutchinson, Jesserin Rak-Sakyi and Nathan Law were all outstanding. So we are now in season 6, and it's safe to say we are sitting on a bit of a gold mine. We've got £161 million in the bank, more than enough to thoroughly improve our team. Let's get to work in the transfer window. So we have been out into the transfer market. We've signed a striker and a centre-back, and I'm really happy with the business we have done. The first player we signed was indeed a centre-back. Leopold Querfeld of Strasbourg has joined us for £48 million. 26-year-old, 84 rated with absolutely brilliant stats. A big upgrade on Simpson Pussy. Now, Strasbourg haven't qualified for the Champions League this season, so I think we could definitely pick off one of their best players. Do you think this transfer is realistic? And when it comes to a striker, I did really want to hone in on the realism aspect. Didn't want to sign someone really far-fetched. So we raided Roma for their striker, Ore Oskarsson, who's 25-year-old, 84 rated with fantastic stats, including 93 strength and absolute powerhouse up front. Signed for £50 million is a big upgrade on Nathan Law, and I'm hopeful he's going to fire the goals in to get us to the Champions League final. Now, we have still got £51 million in the bank, but I don't want to sign anyone just for the sake of signing someone. Unless we have an outgoing now that we need to replace, we won't be bringing anyone else in this transfer window. So as well as the 2 incomings, there has also been 2 outgoings in this transfer window. Bosan Lual has gone to Italy for 3.2 million, and Sebastian Milukovic has gone to Fulham for 11.1 million. 2 really good servants to the club, can't be denied. I wish them all the best in the future. Which means this will be the Stoke City team to take us into season number 6, and this team is officially locked in for the new season. What a team on paper this is. So many exciting players, and our bench, well, it just speaks for itself. Only 2 players who are not 80 rated on our bench. Now, I don't think there's anything left we can do but simulate forward straight through to the end of season number 6, and let's see what the 6th season brings for Stoke City. So we have arrived at the end of season number 6, lads, and Stoke City are the champions of England. We have won the Premier League, 81 points, 6 points clear of second place, 83 goals scored, 24 wins. Absolutely brilliant season for the Potters, and that's a Premier League trophy added to the trophy cabinet, and finally, we are the champions of England. But we couldn't win the FA Cup, boys. The Championship side, Portsmouth, beat us 3-2 in the 4th round. But lads, we have made the Champions League final after 6 seasons, and we are taking on Frankfurt in the final again for the 2nd consecutive video. And lads, our performance in the Champions League was immense. We came top of the group stage, 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. That is fantastic, meaning we went straight into the round of 16, and we beat RB Salzburg 4-2 over 2 legs despite losing the 2nd leg. Now, in the quarterfinals, we had a very tight game with Real Madrid. We did lose the 2nd leg 2-1, but won the 1st leg 3-1, meaning we won the tie 4-3 over 2 legs. We'll then go on to the semi-finals, and it was very, very tight again. We beat AC Milan 2-1 over 2 legs, and Frankfurt beat Dortmund 2-1 over 2 legs to set up a very interesting final. And looking at the Stoke City team we are taking into the final, it's looking absolutely immense on paper. Our lowest rated player is 84 rated, but our midfield, defence and attack is so well balanced. This is a very, very strong team on paper. And our bench as well, lads, this is one of the strongest parts about our squad, is just how much depth we have actually got. We've got an option for every single position if we need to make changes. Now, in terms of stats, what a signing. Ore Oskarsson turned out to be, getting 34 goals and 10 assists. Rak-Sakyi and Hutchinson had excellent seasons as well. They've been unbelievable signings. And Samuel Ilin Jr. did add 10 goals as well. Our front 4 throughout the entirety of this rebuild have been absolutely excellent, but one man has stood out among the rest. Jessurun Rak-Sakyi is the Hall of Fame nominee for this video. He has been amazing since signing him in our 1st season in the Premier League. He has consistently scored loads of goals and got loads of assists. I think it's only right that he is our inductee to the Hall of Fame. And all that's now left to do, boys, is take on Frankfurt in the Champions League final. Let's bring this trophy home. So here we go, boys. It's Champions League final time. We are live from the Estadio de Benfica. Before we kick the final off, we're going to be checking Frankfurt's team. Now, we know how strong ours is. Frankfurt's is actually looking pretty strong. They've got a 91 rated right attacking midfielder who could be a problem going into this final. Ilanga, De Jong, and Pedri as well. Minte, Akanji, Pavard. Now, the 3 centre-backs aren't really the strongest of Frankfurt, but they have got a really good attack. Honestly, boys, I think I'd take our team over their team. There's no one forward. Oh, Rak-Sakyi, that's amazing. Rak-Sakyi. What a ball. What a goal! Oh my god! Rak-Sakyi with some magic on the wing, and what a finish from Ilin Jr. Look at this though from Rak-Sakyi. Just sends his man for a hot dog twice. It's a brilliant ball in, and Ilin Jr. is never going to miss from 6 yards out. 1-0 to Stoke inside 10 minutes. Oh no, he's onside as well. Nope. What a save by Dragovic. Oh, it's not. Oh, he was off. He was off. Oh, get a foot in. Oh, that's a good save. Right, we need to settle down a bit here now because we're really, really letting Frankfurt back into this game. Oh, it's 1-1. For God's sake, it's just so easy. He's literally unmarked 6 yards out. Dragovic gets an hand to it. That's been coming, lads. We've really been so poor since we scored, and Ribeiro scores for Frankfurt. Oh, unlucky. That's going to be half-time, boys, surely. 1-1 at half-time. A bit of magic from rak-sakyi opened the scoring for us. We've been poor since, though. We haven't really created much. Frankfurt have been on top, and they ultimately have equalised. It's going to fall to Rak-sakyi. Ilin Jr., surely. It's 2-1 to Stoke, lads. He is onside. Ilin Jr. makes it 2-1 at the start of the second half. And look at this from Rak-sakyi, by the way. Great little reverse ball and completely unmarked. Ilin Jr. slots it home. That back three showing some weakness for Frankfurt. That's where we knew we were going to hurt them. A little bit quiet since we scored, lads. Big midfield battle going on. Get a foot in there. Keeper. Oh, it's 2-2. How has he scored? How has he scored? Honestly, what has just happened there? What has just happened? Fruit keeper's legs as well. God's sake, man. I knew as soon as we score, we'd just take our foot off the gas. Corner. Come on. I've got an idea here. Bring it short. Good ball. And goal. Oh. Shoot. Huescas. What a finish by Huescas in the 90th minute. It's 3-2 to Stoke City. What a finish in the 90th minute from our right back. What is it with fullbacks scoring in these finals? We had Teresiano last week. What a way to win the final. He has a one touch to set himself. And what a finish that is from Huescas. Oh, it's brilliant, lads. It's an unbelievable finish. There's literally seconds left to play. He's going to blow the whistle. And he does blow the whistle, boys. Stoke City win the Champions League. And all that is now left to do, boys, is lift the Champions League trophy. David Ozor to do the honours. And Stoke City are the champions of Europe. That is another rebuild successfully boxed off. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe, as it really does help me out. We're really close to 10,000 subscribers. And I will see you next week when we head to League 2 for a monster rebuild.